What's up guys, today I have another Titan build for you. You guys loved the last Titan build, so today I'm giving you a solo Titan build that is adaptable for both solo play and team play. It'll keep you and your fire team alive and virtually invincible. It's pretty insane. The best part about this build is it's insanely easy to play. Even a new Titan player or a new light can use this build and smash through difficult activities without a problem. We're going to be utilizing the restoration buff combined with Soul Invictus to increase our ability recharge rate as high as possible, keeping ourselves alive and our teammates. You're going to be able to proc restoration whenever you like, keep it up indefinitely, making you a true walking tank of a Titan. We're also going to be buffing our throwing hammer to deal insane amounts of damage and help apply Scorch to as many enemies as possible. So before we get into the subclass, let's go over the exotic choices for this build. So this build has two versions, one for support and one for solo play. If you're playing solo or you're just a selfish player, you're going to want to run Laurely Splendor. The exotic perk, Cauterizing Flame, reads, when you're critically wounded with full class ability energy or when you cast a barricade, create a sunspot at your location that has improved restoration effects. Using this helmet will let you proc the restoration buff and make it virtually last forever when combined with the aspects we're going to go over later in the video. If you're wanting to be a support, a team player, a care bear, then the exotic choice is the Phoenix Cradle, which has the exotic perk Beacon of Empowerment. Soul Invictus lasts twice as long. Allies who pass through your sunspots are granted Soul Invictus and Solar Restoration. This will give your allies the increased ability recharge and restoration, making you the ultimate healer. So let's take a look at the subclass now. For the super, I'm running Hammer of Soul so we can throw our hammers at the enemies. The grenade is whichever you prefer. The barricade is completely up to you. I prefer the rally barricade, but really it makes no difference. For our melee, we're running the throwing hammer to get as much damage as possible out of the melee. And for our aspects, we're running Roaring Flames. Final blows with solar abilities or ignitions increase the damage of our solar abilities, which stacks to 3. And Soul Invictus, solar ability final blows, Hammer of Soul impacts, and defeating scorched targets creates a sunspot. Your abilities regenerate faster and your super drains more slowly while standing in a sunspot. Sunspots apply Scorch and deal damage to targets inside. Entering a sunspot applies restoration. That's a mouthful. In short, you'll fill the area with sunspots. When you get your solar ability final blows, you'll be able to walk through them, get a nice buff of restoration, making you very difficult to kill. Fragments. So our first fragment is Ember of Mercy. When you revive an ally, you and other nearby allies gain restoration. Picking up a fire sprite grants restoration. Really, we're just using this to give fire sprites that extra utility of granting restoration. If you do find yourself not needing the extra restoration and you can keep it up yourself, I recommend using Ember of Singeing to recharge your class ability faster when you scorch targets, or Ember of Char to spread scorch through ignitions. Next, we have Ember of Benevolence. Applying restoration, cure, or radiant to allies increases the ability recharge rate for a short time. Again, this can be swapped out if you're running solo or using Laurely. I would swap this to Ember of Ashes to apply more scorch, especially if you swap Ember of Mercy to Ember of Char. Third fragment is Ember of Tampering. Solar weapon final blows grant you and your allies increased recovery for a short duration. Stacks 3 times. While it's active, your weapons have increased airborne effectiveness. But the main part of this fragment is solar weapon final blows create a fire sprite. This will let us create even more fire sprites and use it to recharge our grenade ability because of all the fire sprites that will be on the field. And finally, our last fragment is Ember of Imperium. Solar weapon or ability final blows extend the duration of restoration and radiant effects applied to you. No restoration build is complete without this fragment, and you'll be able to maintain a 100% uptime on your restoration using this fragment. Now that we've gone over the subclass, let's take a look at the mods we're going to be running to refine this build just a little bit further. On the helmet, we're running Solar Siphon and Ashes to Assets so we can create orbs and charge our super as fast as possible. On our arms, we're running Fastball so we can prove that our Titan muscles are not just cosmetic. Heavy-handed to spawn orbs when we get a kill with our hammer, and Melee Kickstart to cover us in case we can't go and pick up our hammer. On our chest, it's free choice for all the mods. I recommend some resist mods like Concussive Dampener, but it's totally up to you. On our boots, we're running Double Solar Surge to boost our weapon damage, and better already to start our health regeneration as soon as we pick up an orb. And finally, the class item, we're running Double Bomber to help recharge our grenade when we pop our barricade, and Proximity Ward to give us an overshield when we perform the finisher. That just helps keep us alive since we're going to be so close to everyone. Weapon choice. The weapon choices are entirely up to you. As long as you have a solar weapon, an orange one, you know, the one that looks like fire, you'll be fine. Weapons with incandescent are preferred as you'll be able to spread scorch and ignitions even faster. So that wraps wraps up the build. It's an incredibly easy build to play. Just pop your barricade to get restoration, slay out with your solar weapon to keep your restoration buff up as long as possible, and spam some solar abilities. The more kills you get with solar abilities, the more damage you'll be able to deal with them, thanks to Roaring Flames. Let me know what you think of this build. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like or even a cheeky sub. If you want to connect with me, my Twitter, Twitch, and Discord server can all be found in the description below. Until next time, happy scorching, Guardians.